What's going on, YouTube supporters and YouTube viewers out there and subscribers? You're now tuning in on Kahuna Valley TV with Kahuna Valley. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can stay tapped in with all the latest content, news, and updates. I want y'all to also go subscribe to my other channel, Kahuna Valley Live and Raw, where you get all the raw content, raw and uncut. You can also go over to my son's channel. He's 7 years old, by the way, so don't troll him. Messiah Chainsaw Boy 1 on YouTube. Alright. Y'all can also help sponsor the channel, help the channel grow faster by hitting the Cash App. That's $, KAHUNAVELI, and the number 1. That's hashtag Kahuna Valley 1. Quick drip check before we begin. And the reason why we're doing this is to show the youth that we're trying to influence, that you could be a responsible, hardworking individual, have a 9-to-5, or be doing content creation and have all the same things that your favorite rapper or the biggest drug dealers could have without doing those things and committing crimes. So with that being said, we're gonna start off. We got the AP on wrist, plain Jane, of course. We got rings, chains, real nice and shiny. You know, nothing too crazy. A Fendi tracksuit, Fendi hat, and the Prada Cloud Bust. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what you call it. The Prada joints on. So anyway, with that being said, I want y'all to sit back, relax, and watch me talk my and let's begin. So why I made this video. Alright, so before we even get into that, we're gonna be doing a little documentary real soon. I might actually do it right after this video, get part 1 out, so y'all probably gonna see little clips. I might be wearing different outfits, whatever the case may be, during the span of that video, because it's gonna be a long documentary talking about my life and everything like that, telling my life story, and I'm gonna put it out there on YouTube. And also, quick disclaimer, I know y'all see I'm in a different location than my normal videos. Usually I'm filming from my car, but I decided to do this video from my living room on my couch in my house, because there's been a lot of rumors being spread out there that I'm homeless or living in my car, and that's not true. I had the trolls going out there saying that. I've had other people saying that, and I don't know why they're saying that. I have no clue why they're saying that. Honestly, it's just hate, right? It's probably for those that are not just hating and on some bullshit, they're probably just saying that because I do a lot of videos from my car. And I've said this a million times in other videos, that I do that because I'm constantly working. So the only time that I have to film videos, unless it's late at night, and when I finish my college studies and homework and classwork, is when it's late at night or I'm in my car between traveling from home and work. I don't have time, and I'm taking care of my kids too. So, and I know I mentioned my Cash App in a lot of videos, but the thing is, y'all pay for Netflix. Y'all pay for Netflix, y'all pay for Hulu, y'all pay for Amazon Prime, y'all pay for, what the fuck? Y'all pay for all these other platforms, and y'all want premium content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to provide the best content I can for y'all. And y'all let me know in the comment section if the audio quality is okay. Right now I'm using my Samsung Galaxy Buds as a mic, because I have not figured out how to link my studio microphone to my camera as of yet, but I will work on that soon. And I'm working on getting a green screen and everything like that. But if y'all want to see that process go a lot faster, y'all hit the Cash App again at hashtag Kahuna Valley 1. I'll spell it out for you. $, KAHUNAVELI, and the number 1. So let's just begin, right? So the reason why I'm making this video is because me being a young man, right? And I'm an avid viewer of YouTube on my free time and stuff like that. And I'm a content creator, and I make music and stuff like that. And I like to look at myself as a positive individual, a positive influence for the youth, being that I got kids and stuff now. I actually started to care more about the shit that my kids are observing and digesting via multimedia platforms, and what they're absorbing from people that come on these platforms, right? And there's a lot of dudes, you know, I come from New York, and there's a lot of dudes that's from New York coming out of prison and glorifying the gang lifestyle and the criminal lifestyle and the criminal element, and shit they was doing in prison, talking about they cut a dude, they beat a dude up, they did all this other shit, robbed a dude, all this other stuff. And they do this under the facade that they're trying to prevent the youth from going to prison and persuade them to go a different direction and prevent them from experiencing what they experienced. And my thing is, they might very well be doing that, but it's all about not what you say, it's how you say it sometimes. And when you go on there and you laughing and joking about these experiences as if you was the toughest dude and you never had any issues and you never got hurt your damn self and you was not scared, you was just this animal and you was just really on some gorilla shit in the penitentiary, you really sending a message that prison is a place to be. And all you gotta do is be super tough when you get there. And that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? Because what they don't understand is that in a penitentiary is not just other inmates, other convicts, other individuals in their circumstance and your circumstance that you got to worry about. Sometimes you got to worry about the guards, and sometimes the guards or the COs put you in situations where you have to defend yourself in a lose-lose situation, right? Meaning a guard will fuck you up and beat you half to death. You don't know if you're gonna die in that situation. You don't know if you might go blind or paralyzed or what they're gonna do to you. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll line you up to where your enemies get easy access to you with a weapon. I'm saying they let your enemies slide on the yard with a weapon because they don't like you and let them tear your ass to shreds. And you know what I'm saying? That people don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? The kids going to jail, they just thinking, because they hear, everybody that come home, when they go back to the hood, they're like, yeah, it was nothing. I was that nigga in there. I had all the ramen noodles. I had all the zoom zooms and wham whams and whatever the case may be. And he was selling drugs in there and he was getting money and he was living it up and it was just a paradise for them. You know what I'm saying? And they don't realize that's not the case. They was in there washing somebody's drawers and shit, but they don't want to come home and tell people that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of these OG dudes, triple OG dudes, gangster dudes that went in there way back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Shit been changing in the last few decades, you know what I'm saying? And they done got their teeth knocked out by the guards, you know what I'm saying? They done got their arms broken, leg broken, jaw broken, you know what I'm saying? Got cut by somebody and they don't want to tell those stories. They glorify, it's like, they make it seem like they was the toughest dude and somebody had to sneak up on them. And sometimes that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? There's dudes on here talking about, exposing other dudes, talking about, oh, you was giving it up in there, you was giving up money, you was getting your booty taken and shit. And it's like, even that's not cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of the problem is that people are just not telling the truth and they glorifying this tough shit. And when they get on these songs and these rap songs, they talk about how the biggest killer and probably never even held a pistol in their life. And again, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, to expose nobody. I'm saying this because somebody got to tell the truth. Somebody got to be clear on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes go to prison for things they didn't do, but they go in there in front like they really did the crime, and then they end up doing more time because they just was talking to their cellie like, yeah, I went out here, I did this and this and this, and their cellie go tell them, and to get time taken off their bid. A lot of these dudes just took plea deals and they didn't even commit the crime. They just took a plea deal because the courts, especially when you get the feds, most of their convictions come off of plea deals, and so they're gonna offer you astronomical amounts of time that they're afraid of doing. They can't do the time, and the cards are stacked against you, and you know that when you go there. So you just be like, fuck it, if I fight this case, I don't have any evidence to prove I didn't do this crime. I'm just gonna take this plea. I could do 10 years as opposed to 100 or life, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. And there's innocent dudes going there. I did a little short time in a county jail in the town I originally came from for something I didn't do, right? That a crime that I was innocent of. Not even a real serious crime, it was a petty crime. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the only reason I got arrested in the first place was because A, someone lied on me, and B, the person that actually did whatever, I like, in that situation, I'm not gonna talk too much detail about that. I'm not gonna bring up too much details of that situation, but the person that realistically should have been arrested, did something to me, but I didn't want to tell on them because of certain circumstances, and I wasn't going to tell them anyway, but I was being an asshole to the detective. Let's put it like that. I was being sarcastic, I was being an asshole, and that got me in that situation I was in. That's really why I went to jail. But the charges don't say that. The charges say something else. But I beat the case because I didn't do anything from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? And I refused to take any deals. I refused. You know what I'm saying? I was lucky. You know what I'm saying? That I had proof. I was lucky that I had proof that I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? At all. I was very fortunate in that situation. That I had proof that I didn't do anything. That I was innocent. You know what I'm saying? I was very lucky. Hold on, y'all. In my situation, I was very fortunate to have had proof that I didn't do anything wrong. That I shouldn't have been arrested to begin with. I shouldn't have been in that situation. I shouldn't have been in that predicament. I was very lucky in my situation, right? So, you know, but not everybody is as lucky. There's a lot of people that basically get the raw end of the deal. You know what I'm saying? They basically just gotta waste their life away in the penitentiary, and there's nothing cool about that. Honestly, if you committing crimes, especially in this day and time in 2025, when there's cameras everywhere, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing cool about that. I had a viewer start off by trolling me because, you know, they seen I had some drip on, I had some, you know, I had that shit on, you know what I'm saying? And they was just like, has anybody checked my pockets yet? And I told it, like, at the end of the day, I got God on my side, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very good person. I'm a genuine dude. I'm a righteous dude. I like to believe that. I try to be, you know what I'm saying, as much as possible. I try to stay a positive individual, but I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to me. I'm not gonna let nobody rob me. I'm not gonna let nobody stick me up. I'm just not going for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm tough. It's because I work very hard for these things, and I want to make it home to my kids in one piece. You know what I'm saying? And not have my kids panicking or traumatized by something happening to me. You know what I'm saying? I have to make sure I come home back to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the fact of the matter. A lot of people don't, you know, speak on that from that perspective. Like, they got family at home they want to get home to, and when you give somebody that energy, like, look, you walk around like you're prey, people gonna prey on you, and a lot of times they panic. You know what I'm saying? In situations where they want to take something from you, they panic. You know what I'm saying? Or they instant mind is, yo, I took something from this person, and if they walking around comfortable the way they are, they might know something I don't know, and they do something to you. A lot of people that take from other people are cowards, and they're too cowardly to go out there and make money on their own, or to walk up to you and humble themselves and say, you know, I see you got this and this and this and this, how can I get where you are? And I strongly advise, if before someone come try to take something from me, yo, I'm approachable. Come up to me and ask me, yo, listen, I see you got a Fendi tracksuit, and you got jewelry on, and you got Louis Vuitton and AP and whatever the case, whatever these material objects are. How can I get to where you are? Can you help me? Can you teach me something? Can you explain something to me? And I will. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll lead you to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing a class on how to obtain these things. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a premium class where you gotta pay. But listen, you know, the game is meant to be sold, not told. But I don't have a problem with, I don't gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with giving out information on how to help people. If what you seek is material things, then I will guide you in the right direction. If what you seek is a better life and building generational wealth, I will lead you in that direction. If you're seeking knowledge, I will lead you in that direction. That's just the type of person I am. So, but yeah, anyway, and please don't be offended by anything I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is this, right? I've been watching YouTube. I've been watching the Adam 22s, the Vlad TVs, the Say Cheeses, the Dirty Glove Bastards, the Off the Porch, yeah, the Black Bastard, the dudes with the blue couch. I can't remember the name of them. Some real street stars. I've been watching that, and Diamond TV and all of these dudes. And I noticed there's a pattern, right? And it might not be done intentional by the hosts of these shows, but it's something that I realized is prevalent amongst the entertainment industry. And that's, they want to seek and promote pushing ignorance for the black community. They want to push the most stupid, fucking behaving, niggerly, just out of pocket energy they can from black people and Latino people on the internet, right? And I don't want to name no names, right? But I noticed that when somebody comes on there, they calm, they chill, and they don't really say too much. They just promoting and pushing their business, and they're pushing and promoting their business and doing whatever it is that they're doing to be positive individuals, and redirect the conversation from something negative. They don't have them on the show as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? They got to come out with some sort of way to, like when they come out with their content or on these interview platforms, they got to draw attention and draw views some way, and it's always some way of they're doing something extra, right? Doing something just ignorant, right? And saying something fucking ignorant, right? Like there's a few names that people talk about a lot, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just giving an example, right? And showing y'all how this entertainment industry works. And I'm trying to kick down the door of my damn self, but I refuse to sell my soul to do it. I refuse to sacrifice my morals and integrity to do it. And that might be the reason why it's taking me so long. But for example, right, you got people like Charleston White, right? He goes on here and he's like, yo, F these people, F that person, that little kid over there, that baby, fuck this one, and that retarded baby this, and this, all these just derogatory things that comes out of his mouth. And he claims that he's trying to help the community. Okay, cool, but, and there are some things where he makes valid points, I must say, right? But like he goes off on these tangents that are just negative. It's like, bro, you realize at the same time you're helping the community behind the scenes, the public image you're putting out there is hurting the community. You're trying to get these kids out of the penitentiary and get them out of these court systems and get them out of these systems and these situations that are fucked up. But then you're also driving them to go there. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. So it's like you're just making your job and your goal that you're trying to accomplish that much harder. You know what I'm saying? And right? And it's like, I seen a dude, right, on Adam 22, and it seemed like, and no disrespect to Adam 22, right, but it just seems like Adam 22 has a habit of bringing the worst energy out of people and bringing up the most ignorant, just ratchet topics, right? He just had a platform where a dude was talking about throwing piss on somebody in jail. And every dude that goes on these platforms, y'all don't even realize, especially dudes from New York, y'all should at this point have wisen the fuck up and not be claiming y'all gangs publicly on these fucking platforms. Like as old as some of y'all dudes are, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at some of you dudes' ages, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should realize at this point, like, bro, the feds is watching everything you do. The internet is one big database of evidence for the federal government. You know what I'm saying? Every time y'all throw up y'all gang sign, every time y'all even say on this gang, on that gang, on dead homies, on it, what the fuck, whatever y'all saying, y'all are literally telling the feds, I'm a member of this organization that y'all labeled as a terrorist organization, a domestic terrorist organization at that, and I should be in a penitentiary. That's what you're telling them. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. And I know it's good for rating, it's good for views, it's good for clout, but my nigga, is it really worth doing 10 years in the penitentiary? Is it really worth doing a year in the penitentiary? You know what I'm saying? You got dudes talking about the peanut buttering dudes, like, which is the process of knocking somebody out and putting peanut butter between their butt cheeks. Like, what the fuck? Like, that right there is like, dudes is talking about, and no disrespect to the LGBTQ community, but that is gay. Like, that is gay as hell. I don't, like, there's no way to paint it. Y'all could paint that as disrespectful, humiliating a dude, or whatever y'all want to say. Y'all could paint it as that as much as you want. That is gay behavior. The minute you say, I'm going to spread this man's ass cheeks, and I'm going to put something in between his ass cheeks, you're gay. And I don't mean that in a derogatory or disrespectful way. What I'm saying is that is a gay behavior. You got dudes talking about spitting in dudes' assholes, and when they knock them out, like, get it? Y'all want to humiliate dude? Y'all want to make this dude? Y'all want to mind fuck him? And have thoughts in his head, did this dude rape me and some shit like that? Rape me? Excuse me. But come on, man, dude. Like, is that what we doing now? Y'all dudes talking about playing with doo-doo and making block doogies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is the process of taking, and this is the shit that got me fucked up. You're making a chemical concoction from your own fecal matter and your own jism and other mysterious chemicals and whatever. You're committing chemical warfare on somebody just like you because you got a problem with them, and because you can't just sit down and handle the situation diplomatically because most of y'all fail to have the vocabulary that is sufficient enough, or the mentality that is manly enough and mature enough to sit down and conversate about y'all differences and just settle the situation without any form of violence. Or because you can't operate without a pistol or a hammer or whatever the fuck you want to call it, y'all gotta create some form of a firearm in jail, and you're just gonna do it with your feces and jism, and you're gonna skeet it on the dude, you're gonna shoot it on the dude, and you know what I'm saying? That right there is just like, that's gay too, and that's disgusting. Y'all niggas is y'all are literally proving that black people are animals. When y'all do shit like that, y'all only proving a point. Y'all pushing and promoting these negative stereotypes on black people and Latino people, right? Like, y'all go on these platforms and y'all just sound dumb as hell. Like, y'all switch y'all vocabulary up, and I get it, that's the culture, and there's no disrespect to Cali, there's no disrespect to the West Coast, but y'all switch y'all vocabulary up so, like, to where it's like y'all just sound like cartoon characters and shit, right? And right, and I'm gonna give an example, and there's no disrespect to him because I find him entertaining and he does a lot of good shit in the community, right? But he fucks it up on a regular basis by doing things. I understand he got a life to live and he lives in a place that's dangerous and he got to do whatever, but by holding firearms and shit, he going to jail a lot, and that's C-Mac, right? C-Mac, right? Every set is on 55th Street, you find me and all this shit. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, man. There's not that much crippin' in the world. There's not that much 55th Street in the world. You know what I'm saying? For you to be doing that. And yeah, you get a lot of endorsement deals and you get a lot of companies that want to give you money for that shit, but you're also alienating and companies and pushing companies away that got a bigger bag, that want somebody that got a brain in their head. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're getting small deals when you can be getting big deals when you can articulate yourself like an intelligent human being. And I honestly do not know. I'm not judging the dude. I don't know if when he goes out in these business places, these places of business, these buildings, if he switches that shit up in there. I'm saying, because I noticed that, like, in the black Latino community, the parents, right? You notice when they talk to you, they talk to you a certain type of way. Like when they talk to their child, there's the way they talk to their child. When they talk to their friends on the street, and they talk to their homegirls or homeboys or whatever, they talk a certain way. But then as soon as some important shit come on the phone, it's like, hello, how are you? Yeah, yes, I'm this. And their vocabulary, they talk super articulate. They know how to conduct themselves on the phone and talk proper, like, or what we deem as proper. And then when they get off the phone, it's back to ebonics, back to ignorance. It's like, I don't know if he does that, right? And I'm not judging. You got, you know, dudes like Faux Extras, right? Faux Extras, like, I get it, he's an entertainer and it's a character, but it's really him in real life. But sometimes you gotta know when to switch that character off or that persona off, or I understand that he was probably raised like that. That's how he's been his whole life. But you gotta know when to switch that shit off and when to turn that shit on. And when, like, one thing I can say about Faux Extras, right? Whenever Adam 22 tries to question him about gang politics and bring up certain shit and ops and whatever the case may be, he don't say shit. That's one thing I can respect. But he got to stop putting everything on N Hood. He got to stop putting everything on the 40s. He got to stop doing that because, again, he got arrested multiple times. He violated his parole and probation, whatever it is, by going to the hood on Hood Day. Stop saying that shit. Stop doing it so much. He really shouldn't be doing it at all, because at his age, he should be able to differentiate between a platform that, even though Adam 22 might not be a Fed or federal enforcement, a federal confidential informant, his platform tells for him. He don't gotta tell nothing. He don't gotta. The videos are evidence. He doesn't have to go on and speak to the feds in a damn room where they fucking flash a flashlight in your face and interrogate you. You go into an interrogation room, he don't gotta say a motherfucking thing. He just slide a fucking flash drive or something on the table and say, there you go. Or they go and subpoena his footage, and then next you know, you're going to prison. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes talking about them assaulting people on his platform and other platforms like it. You know what I'm saying? Again, there's no disrespect to dudes on the West Coast, but these are the dudes that are blowing up left and right because for some reason they're pushing these gang politics extra fucking hard, and the feds is watching. I'm telling y'all right now that the feds, right, are allowing y'all to do this. The government is allowing y'all to do this because they're building huge cases. They're allowing it, bro. They're allowing it. It's not that, like, really, watch what's gonna happen. I'm telling y'all, there's gonna be a big sweep that's gonna come, and they're gonna lock all y'all niggas up. Y'all niggas be talking shit about Hassan Campbell, and it's not the dudes on the West Coast, it's just people in general talking about Hassan Campbell. And he's done some self-snitching, you know what I'm saying? Mostly about shit that he's already done the time for. So, you know, I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter in that situation. But, I'll talk about him, but he's in some way trying to help the community and help the youth. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect it. But y'all talking about we outside. And it's like, and be inside for once. Why is your house not enough for you to want to be inside it? Right? Because I noticed there's people, right, where I come from, right? They do what's called staycations. And I liked it as a kid. You know, you go to a hotel for the night, you know, you order pizza, you watch TV, you go to the pool that the hotel has. Especially when you're growing up in New York, there's not a lot of opportunity, especially when you grow up in the P's. There's not a lot of opportunity to go outside and play like that. And when you do, there's always some shit, some bullshit to get yourself into that you know, you don't want to see it, you don't want to be in, right? There's always, you know, one of those situations where it's like some trouble's gonna happen. So a staycation is like you go to a hotel or motel and you just chill. And it's like getting away for a while. It's like going on vacation. You really can't afford to really go there, right? And I notice a lot of people like to do that, and they adults and they go do that. And it's like, I decided for myself, once I hit adulthood and had kids, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to be doing staycations. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I want to stay in my house. I want my house to be my own personal staycation. When I want to get away from work and the bullshit I deal with at work, or content creation, or whatever drama I'm doing, I want to be able to sit up in my crib, enjoy my crib, hook my crib up to where it's like I love to come home and see my house. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's my place away from the bullshit. It's my place of peace and it's my sanctum. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't for some reason, it's like, is it that their house ain't hooked up? Is it that they just like being in the drama, the excitement? And that leads me to this, right? I had a chick trolling me on YouTube. She was just like, yo, have anybody checked your pockets yet? You know, and because you got all this stuff on. And I'm like, I wanted to lash out and be like, yo, listen, I ain't gonna let nobody do shit to me and curse her out and shit. But I'm like, nah, listen, I'm a positive individual. I got God on my side. I like to feel like I'm a righteous individual, so I don't have to worry about those type of things. But I like to believe that. I like to try to aspire to be that, a righteous individual, as much as possible. But I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to me. I got God on my side. I'm introduced to God. You know, I have a conversation with God. Yo, go talk to God, bro. Get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? And I invite anybody to come to me, and instead of trying to take anything from me, come to me and say, I see you got these things. Humble yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the problem with the community in the hood. Like, niggas don't want to ask for help. Ask me how to. Don't ask me for money. Don't ask me for nothing. Come to me and ask me for information. How do I get to where you are in life? That's the problem. I've never had that problem in my life. I don't want you to give me shit unless you're paying me for a service, you're signing me to a deal, you put me on a contract, you're giving me a job. But I'm gonna come here and say, how do you get to where you're at? How do you get those things you got on? How'd you get that car? How'd you get that house? How can I get to where you're at? Teach me. That's what the best thing you could do for me is to teach me how to fish for myself. Because if I give you the fish, you can eat for a day. But if I teach you how to fish for life, that's the mentality I grew up learning. That's the shit that my mother told me a million times over. Because we didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have broke people mindsets, they have peasant mindsets. And I say to people when they start trolling me and talking shit and be on some hater timing, I tell them, listen, royalty is not concerned with the affairs of peasants. You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned. And it's not about poor people versus people with money. It's not about successful people versus not successful people, or people who have and who's lacking. It's about your mindset. If you don't have a rich motherfucker's mindset, if you're not prepared to do whatever it takes to get what you want, you say, I'm not gonna live above my means, then, my nigga, you have a peasant mindset. And that's just the bottom line. Let's keep it real. That's a peasant mindset. I've never had that mindset. I've had people tell me for years. I've had people tell me for years. You know what I'm saying? I've had people tell me for years. You're living above your means. You can't have this. You can't have that. It's expensive. Or I've talked to people and I've told them, yo, why don't you get this? And why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? I don't want to live above my means, bro. That's expensive. That's this. That's this. And I tell them every time, bro, there's no such thing as living above your means, bro. And I tell them all the time, if it seems as though at that moment it's above my means, I'm going to make it within my means. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work even harder to have it, right? I told people for years I'm a cop mad designer. And this is just, again, I get all this shit because I like it, first of all. Second of all, because I want to influence the youth to move to a positive direction. And the only way to do that is to dress how and behave how and look how. Well, not really behave how, but look how and have imagery of what they aspire to be because of the negative influence and the brainwashing that they've already sustained. So you got to do reverse engineering on their mentality by putting on a uniform that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Or willing to relate to. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, right, I tell them all the time, listen, I'm gonna get all this shit. Like, for instance, from the age of 11, I wanted to get a BMW, right? And I've had relatives, friends, people tell me, yo, that's too expensive. You can't afford it. The maintenance is high as hell. The insurance, the whatever is high as hell. And it's above your means. Why you always want to live above your means? I said, nothing is above my means. That's your problem. That's how niggas stay broke. That's how niggas stay living in the peas for the rest of their life. That's how people stay fucked up. And I never had the mentality saying that's above my means. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just work hard. I'll get a better job. I'll go out here and save up. I'll go do this. I'll go do that. And I had the car. I was one of the youngest dudes in the area I came up in with a BMW. And a nice one at that. You know what I'm saying? Off the lot. You know what I'm saying? Warehouse kept. Beautiful car. Right? And this was because of my mentality. This was because I refused to let somebody tell me it was above my means. I refused to allow somebody to discourage me from aspiring for higher things. And in the world we live in today, brand name is everything. And it's sad that that's like that because we haven't reached a point of enlightenment where that shit don't matter. But you gotta understand, when you have things on you that have prestige to its brand, to its name, people take you more seriously, right? When you make music, right, and you wearing some bullshit, nobody gonna listen to you. It don't matter how well you sing or rap, they don't care. You can be the worst rapper, worst singer in the world and have some drip and niggas gonna listen because you look like something. You go into a building, an office building, and you look like shit. They don't look at you, they look at you like a peasant. When you go in there and you got an AP or a Rolex or some shit on, and you got a nice tailored suit on, they're gonna look at you like you are somebody, like you fit the description of somebody they want in their fucking building. This, people don't understand that. And I've tried to explain that many fucking times. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's sad that people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? People believe whatever the fuck they want to believe to have an excuse to be fucked up. Like they want just to create, instead of creating a situation where you're not fucked up, they'll create every excuse to stay fucked up. Because they like that shit. And again, I must admit, it be appealing sometimes, living off the government, living off the system. You sit on your ass all day, sit at home, you got, you know what I'm saying, they got nicer shit than I got, and I work my ass off for the things I have. And They ain't gotta do that. They could just wait for the government to send them a check and they go blow that money irresponsibly. They have these things, their bills are paid and shit. I gotta go work hard. I can't miss a day of work. I can't do this. I gotta pay my bills. I'm tired as a motherfucker. I'm going to school, doing all these things, and these niggas got big screen TVs. I worked my ass off for how long to get a big screen TV. They got chains and Jordans and then shit. I gotta work my ass off for that. The kids is fly as fuck. I gotta work my ass off for those things. It's appealing sometimes, but I never was the person that wanted to go off the government. I'm too private of a person. I don't like having to have my house walked into and my privacy being fucking violated because niggas want to look around my house and do all this extra shit. And they say it's to make sure the landlord's taking care of your shit, but no, bro. It's because they want to make sure that you don't have things that you or gas is not supposed to have. That's what the system used to do. That's what social services and all these other fucking Section 8 and all that shit, their whole purpose for doing the inspections on your house to make sure you didn't have a nigga in the house, like you didn't have a man in the house. You didn't have luxuries in the house because you shouldn't be able to afford it. That's the whole, all of that came from that. All of them doing them inspections came from that. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I'm not gonna live off the system. First of all, they don't give you enough to survive, let alone really live. It's just that niggas are finessing the system and fucking off paying their bills to have all these things that other people have. And honestly, if you're gonna finesse the system, start a business. Live off the government, stack your bread. Instead of buying them Jordans that's just coming out, take that money, go import some goods. I mean, yeah, we got tariffs and shit going on everywhere right now, but import some goods, sell it online on Facebook Market, run it up tax-free for the moment, and or create a clothing line, get on a platform, boost the platform up. A lot of y'all have stories to tell. A lot of y'all can talk shit with the best of them. And y'all go on this platform, build the platform up, create t-shirts and shit, and sell that shit. And you can live off the government all you fucking want, because if you make below a certain amount, you know what I'm saying, you're actually technically working because you get a pay stub, you're good. And you control your own hours. Motherfuckers will sit there and volunteer at a place in order to keep receiving their government benefits. They'll volunteer and do work for free just to keep getting a check from the government. It's no different than working a 9 to 5, really, except instead of getting paid weekly or bi-weekly, you get paid monthly. Like, this is the shit that fucks my head up, yo, on some real shit. You know, and people like to be like, oh, I'm a single mom, I'm a single dad. So you can't, I can tell you fuck it up. Y'all, I know exactly what you go through. I'm raising my kids by myself, and as a man, there's not as many programs, there's not as much help and assistance out there. There's none, really, for single dads out there. So, you know, I do want to big up all the single moms and the single fathers out there, and the parents, even if you're not single, the parents that really give a damn about their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rough being a parent in today's time. It's always been rough being a parent. But when you come from where I come from, you come from nothing. You come from trauma and dysfunction, and you trying to break generational curses and break a cycle. It's difficult. It's a lot on your shoulders. And I've been through a lot of shit because people didn't understand my methods. You know what I'm saying? I've had people judge me, talk about I don't let my kids be kids because I'm hard on them. I make my kids do their goddamn homework. I'm sitting in front of them, do your homework. No, think for yourself. I'm not giving you the answer. Study, do this, go to school, do your work. Yo, you fucking up the house and you don't want to clean up after yourself? Okay, cool. I'm tired of cleaning up after you. Now you have chores because I'm tired of cleaning up after you. Okay, cool. Make your bed up, clean your room. You know what I'm saying? Put the toys away at this time. It's bedtime at this time. That's what a parent's supposed to do, because I'm shaping them over my kids that understand responsibility and have ambition and goals. All right, cool. This is what we're going to do. You come to me, you say you want to go do this and do that. You want to open a lemonade stand or whatever. All right, cool. Well, that's cool and everything, but ain't nobody really going to buy. You know what I'm saying? But let's make it so they can't deny it, because I'm going to make it so that you're marketable, right? I'm going to create a brand for you. I'm very artistic. I'll create your motherfucking logo, I'll order the bottles in bulk, get the ingredients together, I'll learn the nutrition facts, I'll learn all the shit that's supposed to be done. Get everything together. You'll have your own mascot, you'll have your own whatever on your bottle. We'll go to the police station, we'll go to the barbershops, we'll go to the fire stations, and we'll sell it there first. And because your product is amazing, you know what I'm saying, your kid That's the best thing, to get your kids started while they're young, because kids are gonna be like, oh, this is a kid and they're so grown up and they're so responsible. They're trying to do something, they're being an entrepreneur instead of being out here selling drugs and being a gangster. They're doing this and this and that. But yet I've had people tell me like shit on my name, talk about I'm this piece of shit and I'm a monster, because you know what I'm saying, I try to motivate and boost and build people up. I don't like how I say things because I'm blunt with shit. Bro, listen, don't let nobody tell you how to be a parent. Do the best you can by your kids and do a good job doing it, because it's your job to turn your kids into responsible adults, so that whatever the fuck you went through as a kid, they don't go through. Whatever you did as an adult and went through as an adult, they don't do and go through. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, and stop letting your kids be on the internet so goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna let them on YouTube, put them on YouTube, kids, bro. Block all the adult shit. Don't let them watch this hood booger ratchet shit. You got chicks on here shaking their ass. Every fucking photo is their ass sitting on a fucking counter, like, you know what I'm saying, and or tooting their lips like a goddamn trout. You know what I'm saying, and over sexualizing themselves. I got daughters. I'll be damned. I catch my daughters doing some shit like that. I'm telling you right now, a different side of me gonna come out, because they attract attention that they really don't want. And dudes ain't understanding, they don't really want that attention. You know what I'm saying? When a chick does all these photos, right? These over sexualized photos. You go on the fucking their photos, and you liking the photos, and you hit her up, what's up, ma? You spit your little game and shit. And she dug you, oh, she's playing hard to get. That's how a dude thinks. Or she's such a stuck-up bitch. Like, bro, no, she just never wanted that attention to begin with. But she wanted that attention. She wanted the likes, she wanted the views, she wanted that. She just didn't want you in person try to holler at her. She wanted to be treated like a woman, but she's behaving like a slut. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of dudes don't understand. And so, to the females, stop posting shit like that. If that's not the attention you want, then stop posting shit like that. A lot of these women that be doing OnlyFans, all these other things, behind the scenes, they mothers, they're homemakers, they're homekeepers, they're good women and queens and shit, but they push themselves like a whore because they want to sell their content. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them have brains in their head and should be respected, right? For instance, Janice Hart, right? She's a chick that's known for giving fellatio and apparently doing an amazing job. Publicly, she says she likes doing that. That's what she likes to do. She suck up fans, she do all this other stuff, right? And she made $1 million. She made $1 million doing it. And she did $1 million doing that. And that's cool. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? Get your money, queen. Beautiful woman, by the way. Beautiful chocolate skin, dark skin. Love dark skin women, for real. I do. Anybody knows me, they know that. I love that shit. Beautiful body, but she's also funny. She has a great personality. She's also intelligent. You could tell that she's articulate. In some of her conversations, she tried to sound more hood than she really is, I think. But when in some other situations, she sound real, just articulate. Like she got a real brain in her head. A lot of these chicks that be doing whole shit, they doing it to pay for college. And people say that's a stereotype, but that's bullshit because the movies put out there. No, it's true. Where the fuck do you think they got that from? A lot of chicks really just want to get their shit together, become doctors and shit, but they can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So she's a great chick, but nobody wants to get to know that side. And that's the part when these women really ready to stop doing that type of content. They don't want to sell their body no more. It's kind of hard because dudes only look at them for the sexual shit that they put out there. And then it becomes hard for them to find a dude that really wants to get to know them, get to know their personality, get to know their mind, body, and spirit, not just in a sexual nature, but to get to know them, who they really are. Besides the fucking character, the persona, they want to get to know you, right? I don't use her example because she's one of the most relevant chicks right now. Like for instance, right? Dej Loaf, right? Dej Loaf, dope rapper, dope singer, her music is fire. Missy Elliott, dope, right? Dope rapper, legend, right? Dej Loaf don't get the attention that she really deserves. right? Missy Elliott did not get the attention she really deserved, did not get the recognition she really deserved, the flowers she deserved when she deserved it. Like the Queen Latifah's out there, right? And it was because they weren't out there with a thong on, shaking their ass, twerking in a video. And they some of the dopest artists to ever come out, ever, to ever touch a microphone, to ever hit a stage, to ever make a song, to ever open their mouth and let lyrics come out their mouth. Some of the dopest MCs, and they never got the attention that they deserve. And you can say, well, they're A-listers and they're famous and they sold platinum records, but they're not talked about. And maybe it's not what they want, but they're not talked about as much as the ones that be out here twerking on these goddamn videos. You think Cardi B would be Cardi B if she didn't get her booty done and she go out here and shake her ass and show her assets? You think Megan Thee Stallion would be who she is if it wasn't for that? Nicki Minaj, the Sexy Reds. Sexy Red went overboard with that shit. And she's a beautiful woman too. She's gorgeous. Drop that gorgeous. But she went and she gotta paint that slut image. The Coi Leray's beautiful sister. You know, who's the other one? Damn. Ice Spice. I was about to say Spicy Ice. My bad. Ice Spice. The same move for like her whole beginning of her career. That same move. She turn around, to the thing up, touch a coochie, and niggas go crazy. Sold 1 million records. Like that shit. And it's the same thing with dudes. The gangster with the gangster persona. You know what I'm saying? R&B artists don't get the love they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Tank, great singer, but he had to sell sex. He had to show that he got muscles and he can sing. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you wore a baggy sweatsuit, you think women would really give a fuck? Mario, great singer, but nobody talks about him like they should. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. It's really, really sad. It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Will Smiths, right? Look at Will Smith. Will Smith, dope rapper, underrated. They say he's corny because he wasn't cussing and doing all that other shit in his music, talking about gangster shit in his music. But it takes a lot to not be cursing in your music and make a hit song. You realize, like, it takes a lot. It's more difficult to write a song completely without curses and make it sound good than to make one where you just cussing, talking about, you know what I mean? It's easier to make a gangster song because you just create an image of what you've seen every day growing up. You just paint that picture with your words. You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith wasn't really respected by, unless you're really a hip hop head, wasn't respected in music like that. He's known as the actor. Everybody knows him as an actor, Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex sells, gangsterism sells, self-destruction sells, and I'm sitting back thinking about it like, why? Why is that? Why is that? Because, like, it's a very young, ignorant mindset. Like, for instance, right? When I was in school, that's what it is, Cloud Bust Thunder. That's what they are. Sorry. When I was in high school, and middle school, I was a cool kid. I was easy to make friends, right? And I'm gonna give y'all more details in my documentary, but I was easy to make friends. I'm only bringing this up to make a point. I was easy to make friends. I was cool. I was easily approachable. I could approach people and talk to them. I was very sociable when I was younger. But as I got older, I got less sociable because of the things I've been through, right? But that's besides the point. It seemed like the more bullshit I got in, the more popular I got. The more people wanted to be around me, the more people wanted to talk to me and big me up for knocking somebody out, or fucking somebody up, or putting hands on somebody, or not being scared to fight somebody. And people don't realize the reason why I was so quick to run in somebody's mouth was because for a long time in elementary school, I was the smallest kid. I was the smallest, the skinniest, and the shortest. I was a little kid. I had brown hair. My hair texture was different than other people's. I didn't have nappy hair. I was light skinned, and people wanted to pick on me. The Girls thought I was cute. The dudes looked at me like a shithead. They didn't like me. Looked at me like prey, like I was soft because of my features, right? As I got older, you know what I'm saying, before I become a dad, putting on some weight and shit, you know, dad weight and shit. I had a 6-pack. I was, you know, in shape. I was, you know, chicks like me. Dudes wanted to fight. And I was always picked on a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what spurred me to be quick to punch somebody in the mouth. Because it felt like I'm not going to keep letting y'all fuck with me. And I got to do something to you and show you, like, listen, what you see on the outside is not what this is about to be. Like, I'm not about to be your victim. You fuck with me, I'm going to run in your mouth immediately. You talking shit, I'm going to run in your mouth immediately. That's what it was when I was young. And that was a stupid-ass mindset, but it made me, people want to talk and be like, oh, yo, you see what he did? You see what dude did? Like, oh, shit. Yo, he got kicked out of school for 2 weeks. Or he got expelled. Oh, shit, he's the shit. And people talk about it for years on end. Like, there was a fight I was in, and I knocked the kid out. Like, knocked him clean out. He like flew in the air and hit the floor and slid. And people talked about that for like 4 years straight. Literally. And I was like, at some point, I got tired of hearing about it. Like, I was like, man, that shit happened a long time ago. Y'all just stirring the beef up again. I'm gonna have to whoop his ass again. Like, I don't want to keep fighting every day. Like, bro, I just want to come to school, get my fucking education, and get the fuck home. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in trouble and then I get held back because I missed mad school because I'm getting kicked out. Like, goddamn, I gotta be here longer. While y'all motherfuckers moving on, y'all gonna be laughing at me. You know, at that point, that's how I looked at it. I didn't want to see too much attention doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I had a quick temper because of self-defense. I was defending myself. And people didn't look at it like that. That was like a savage or a gangster. No, I was defending myself. You know what I'm saying? And as an adult, I can admit that. Like, as a man, I can admit that. I was defending myself. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going out here picking fights. I was defending other people and defending myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never, like, bro, it pushed me to the point where, like, I wanted to hang out with the nerds, bro, because they was just free to be them. It was free to be without the violence and bullshit. It was just free to just be nerds, bro. They was free to like anime, like manga, cartoons, nerd shit, video games. You know what I'm saying? I liked all the things that they liked, but I was in one foot in the streets, one foot into different things because I had no choice. The shit was just drawn to me. The bullshit was drawn to me, and I wasn't drawn to it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. You know, there was a time in my life I was fighting so fucking much, bro. I just stopped going outside. It wasn't out of fear. It's like, I'm tired, nigga. Like, I'm tired. I just didn't want to fight nobody. Like, I would go out every time. Like, yo, bro, there was a period in my life where I was like a preteen, right? Every time I stepped out the door, I kid you not, every time I walked outside, somebody wanted to fight. And I get it, because at that time I was part of an organization that where I was at was the total no-no. It was like you was food. As soon as you went outside, it was the opposite of what everybody was jacking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna disclose that, but and I was official too. Keep it real, I was on it, but the stupidity, the toxic masculinity that I was taught, stupid ass mentality I was taught, didn't allow me to just low ride and didn't allow me to just whatever. Nah, it was this mentality that was bred into me because I was getting picked on so much. It's like, yeah, I'm this, what's up, and go crazy on it. It's like, and when I was younger, as I got older, I was just like, after I did it so much, got to fights, whether I win, lose, or draw. I was a skinny dude back then. Win, lose, or draw, I was just on some like, man, I ain't going outside no more. Fuck all this shit that we got going on. I'm about to sit my ass down. There's shit to do in the house. I can do. I can cook, learn how to cook. I could go on a computer, go on the internet, watch some videos. And the internet wasn't even fast back then. You know, watch some TV, you know, play video games, read a book, you know what I'm saying? Educate myself, like, bro, fuck all the bullshit they talk about. Get a job, figure out what I want to do with my life, start planning my life. You know, while all these other dudes that stayed outside kept doing the dumb shit because they wanted to seek attention. A lot of them ended up in jail doing big bigs. A lot of them ended up fucked up, broke or on drugs. Some of them got their shit together a little later on and moved on with their life. But I had... why it was so easy for me to say I don't want that type of attention was because I didn't have a childhood like that. But I'm gonna give more details on that in my documentary. But I didn't have a childhood like that. I had to grow up fast. My pops was a street nigga. My pops was in the street, running the street, doing ignorant shit. My pops was robbing this nigga, stealing from that nigga, doing drugs, smoking weed, drinking, doing all kinds of shit. He was just wild and fucking this nigga up over here, doing this over there, doing, you know, selling drugs. He was doing all kinds of shit, and he wasn't home. My mom wasn't going for that shit. You know, I'm sure before I was born, my mom probably was, you know, cool with the things he was doing. But it was like when, and I think with a lot of moms, right, who deal with street dudes, and even though my mom was probably participating in a lot of street shit that he was doing before I was born, when they get a kid and they realize, yo, if I keep letting this nigga do the things he's doing, I'm gonna be left with this kid by myself. And all the responsibility gonna be on me. Like, and it's gonna be hard. So it forces them to mature the fuck up faster. And that's a lot of reasons why they say women mature faster, because it's less likely that the dude gonna be left with responsibility. It's less likely. They might, if they still in the house and the mother's still there too, that they are left with the financial part of the responsibility. But with a woman, when the dude is in the streets and all he's doing is living in the streets and living outside and doing what he's doing, all of the responsibility is left to women. So it forces them to mature the fuck up. Like, I ain't going for this. You ain't gonna leave me in this house with this goddamn crying, screaming, baby, all this other shit by myself, nigga. You gonna be in this house, or you gonna be the fuck out of the house. If I gotta do it by myself, I'll do it by myself. You ain't coming home. And that's how my mom mentality was. At some point, the switch gotta hit on with a lot of young mothers who opened your legs young and didn't be responsible. And y'all wanted to have babies, y'all wanted to have sex, and y'all wanted to have babies, and y'all want to try to trap a nigga like, yo, I'm gonna have this baby, fuck that, I'm pregnant, fuck it, I wanna have this baby. And you don't wanna abort because and you're really not ready to raise no child. A lot of y'all gotta realize, like, you know, it sounds selfish to say go abort that shit if you're not ready. But, you know, a lot of y'all not ready. It's better off, that child would be much better off because they don't ask to be here. They don't ask to suffer the consequences of you not being prepared to have them. And that's real. A lot of them, it's not, they shouldn't have to go through that. They shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, you know, at some point, you have a kid young, oh well, the party over. You know what I'm saying? The party over, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? The party was over for me before I even had kids, for real. Like, how I even got about having kids, I'm gonna keep it real. I did not want kids because I raised my siblings. I helped raise my siblings. I had to man up early, so I wanted to live my life. And for some reason, I was always, even though I wanted to live my life and have fun as a teen and shit, my nigga, I was still always so responsible, so caught up on responsibility and creating a better life for myself and for my family that, nigga, I wouldn't go out and party and do all that shit. To be honest, I wouldn't be going to no party for real. But then, what let me have kids, I decided to start turning up. Nigga, I was drinking and smoking and doing all kinds of shit. And I ended up with kids. And I was like, fuck it. Party over. It was fun while it lasted. It was quick. It's over. It was a short ride. It was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was over. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to realize it's time to turn the lights out on them parties. You know what I'm saying? Turn the music off and roll the fuck up and stop partying. And shit's over with. You know what I'm saying? Your kids can't grow up to be your friends. They can't grow up like, a lot of y'all young enough to where y'all kids gonna grow up like y'all goddamn siblings. Like, you see it on TV all the time. You see it in the movies. You see it in the stories. You see it with a lot of people when they tell their life stories. It's like, yo, my mom was like my best friend. We was damn near the same age. She was like fucking whatever age when she had me, and shit, she was growing up while I was growing up, nigga. And that's sad, bro. That's fucked up. And I commend the young mothers that do women to fuck up what they gotta do. And I commend the grandparents out there that be helping them. You know what I'm saying? And taking up the responsibility when they really at that point should be like, yo, I raised mine and I'll help you out from the grandparents' perspective. Like, yo, let me spoil my grandbaby. But like, when they got a full blown, still raise their child and then go raise their grandchild, like that shit's crazy. But I commend them for doing it. Like, there's a lot of parents that go out there and be like, I wasn't ready for a kid. And they go turn to drugs. And then the grandparents gotta be 80 years old raising a fucking kid. And the kid is turning up because they don't know what it's like to have a real parent. And they don't realize that that grandparent is their real parent at that point. You know what I'm saying? There's people in my life where their grandparent raised them because their parent passed away. You know what I'm saying? Or their auntie, or their auntie, or their uncle, or their daddy by themselves, or their mama by themselves, or whoever the fuck, their parents, you know, whatever. And a lot of people don't they're young, so they don't understand. Like, yo, at the end of the day, it's the same thing as having a mama and a daddy. It's the same thing. It's just that it got a different title to it. It's the same shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, like I said, I didn't really give the mission statement, so to speak, of this video. It was really just to tell y'all, the viewers, that we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta stop judging people who's trying, bro. We gotta stop demonizing, vilifying people that actually trying. I've been made out to be a monster, and I'm doing everything I can to take care of my kids. I done crib, feed my kids, and take them out, experience things with my limited abilities that I have, and limited space to do these things. Like, meaning, I don't got much room to maneuver and do these things because I've been elevated myself so many times over to be able to do what I need to do for them. I'm trying to build generational wealth. I'm trying to be a multi-millionaire, not just for me at this point, but for my kids, because I gotta open up doors for them. And where I fail, I want them to succeed by default. By default. You know what I'm saying? We don't have, as minorities, and I'm not talking numbers wise, but I'm talking about in the social status system that we got going on, the social economy we got going on. We are the minority, period, in every aspect except for numbers, in sports and music, but in entertainment. But nepotism isn't on our side. Nepotism is not on our side, and I gotta work twice as hard as the next motherfucker because nepotism is on their side. I literally started from absolutely nothing. People don't even know how bad it really was. Dead ass. They don't really know how fucked up my parents really were financially. And not to say they didn't try, because, you know, they did. But, you know, every plan my pops came up and failed miserably. And some of it was his fault, some of it wasn't. Some of it was just like life. And, you know, my mom had her shortcomings. She had her good ways, she had her bad ways. But I because of how I had to grow up, I realized, like, where they failed, I gotta succeed. I gotta grow. I gotta be better. And I want my kids to be better than me. You know what I'm saying? And a part of that goes to, just as much as I talk to my kids and I tell them, like, this is what real life is about, and this is what's going on in the world. Like, if you do this and this and this, you're gonna end up in the penitentiary, because it's their reality, and people judge me for saying that to them, but it's the truth. Like, if you go down this path, there's only a few things waiting for you. Penitentiary, death, prison. Like, I mean, yeah, I said it twice. Penitentiary, death, or homelessness. Struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it's never too late to turn around, but the longer it takes you to turn your shit around, the harder it's gonna get to do it. But if you go this route, all your dreams gonna come true. But it's a long, difficult road to travel. A lot of reasons why I make this content is because if something ever was to happen to me, or I pass away for whatever reason, or I'm not able to speak to my kids for whatever reason, they can go back and watch these videos and be like, damn, that was my pops. I want to leave a legacy behind him. Even if I never blow up and become whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm leaving this behind for him. It's like a record of whatever, you know what I'm saying? They can hear my voice and be like, damn, my dad was powerful. You know what I'm saying? My dad had a brain. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people just don't understand me, man. I'm very, very, very blunt in how I say shit. And, you know, I could lighten up, but for what? Why tell my kids things in a sugar-coated way when the world's not gonna do it for them? The world's not gonna sugarcoat shit for them. The world's not hearing no excuses. They're not. You know what I'm saying? And shit is only getting harder. You know, I wasn't raised with shit being sugar-coated to me. And I understood that growing up, I understood that the world ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. It's gonna come at you hard. And the world could be a beautiful place, but you gotta get to that position in life to where you could be able to observe it all. A lot of us are so busy trying to survive, we don't get to live. And I say that shit all the time. That's one of my most famous quotes. I'm trying to live. I'm not trying to survive. Y'all surviving, I'm living. Fuck survival. I wanna live. I want to live. A lot of these celebrities like Terrence Howard and shit, yo, this nigga is doing shit. He's doing astrophysics. He's doing things that like philosophy and shit like this. You know why he's able to do that? Because the nigga got money. He got money. He's not trying to figure out how to survive day to day. He gets to live. He gets to sit back and study. He gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to do because he got money. He has the funds to pay his goddamn bills where he ain't got to worry about waking up at 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning to go to work. Get home, the sun is down. The sun ain't even up when he leaves to go to work. He don't got to do that. That's the difference between somebody who's living and surviving. They have the ability. Like, you think these rich motherfuckers really give a damn about petty problems that we worry about every day? They got bigger shit on their mind. They worried about what date the world might end, and we able to fucking build civilizations on other planets and survive generational wealth, global wars, philosophy, astrophysics, different things that we don't even consider, we don't even think about. It's not reality to us because we busy surviving. That shit is sad. That's sad. It really is. And like while we arguing about what basketball player is better, who, Kobe or LeBron or Jordan or LeBron, whatever, niggas don't give a fuck about that. They gladiators in a fucking ring to these motherfuckers, bro. When we worry about who's a fucking snitch and who's not, and whose cases, who's getting railroaded by the court system, these niggas don't give a damn. These wealthy people don't care about that. Yeah, they do think about human rights and black on black crime, which is sad that there's no such thing as white on white crime or whatever. But that's a conversation for another time. But they worried about injustice and shit like that. Yeah, but from the point of view that they have is totally different than ours. We out here, we treat these movements like fucking fads. Like the George Floyd situation, the Black Lives Matter, my nigga, like that shit. As soon as the hype around that died down, niggas stopped giving a fuck, and that is sad, bro. That is sad. That shit just goes to show us as a people where the fuck we're heading and why the fuck we are still in the position we in today. That shows why there's still no fucking equality. And then I got people in my comment section talking about, yo, you push negative stereotypes about black people. You push negative energy, negative mentality, and black people do anything white people do. And no, the fuck you can't. We don't have nepotism on our side. You cannot. No, correction. You can, but it takes you so much more effort to do so. You gotta break away from mental just dysfunction, and brainwashing and shit. You gotta break away from that and break generational curses and start from the absolute worst to make it, to climb your way up and scrape and scramble and just grind to get your way out. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this video. Out. God damn. Well, hopefully y'all enjoy this video enough to view it through the whole way, but I'm so proud, and I just want to say this, man. If I never get the chance to ever say this again, I'm so proud of the people that I grew up with that are here today. And rest in peace to all my friends and people that didn't make it to see me mature up and grow up and really just become a more positive person, and that didn't get to live their life to the fullest that it could have been. And rest in peace to them. I'm so hurt by them not being able to be here and enjoy life and be here with me and other friends. And it's selfish, but to say that, honestly, but they are in a better place, and maybe they were going through some things that God needed to take them away. Sometimes God takes the angels here on earth early. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to look at it, to keep myself from being down. I'm so proud of all of my friends and all the people that I went to school with that came up from similar circumstances, or maybe not. Maybe they started off a little better off, maybe worse. You never know. But that I went to school with and they became somebody. They're influential individuals. They're doing great things. I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy for them. You know what I'm saying? If I never get to see this shit again, hopefully they hear this. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of them. I love y'all. I love y'all to death. All of y'all who really just struggled through whatever y'all was going through, the dysfunction and trauma, whatever y'all went through in y'all life and struggles, and y'all fought through it and grinded and y'all did what y'all did, y'all made it. And those of you who are still growing and trying, I'm proud of y'all too. Keep it up, keep it on. I want to motivate y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I grew up with that, you know, fell victim to circumstances and their surroundings. I really wish I could have been there to help them. I really wish I had the funds. I really wish I had the time. I really wish I had the foresight. You know, I wish I could have foreseen what would become of them, and maybe I could have helped them, but maybe not. But I wish them to get better. I wish for them to get better in their situations. Like one of my closest homeboys, man, I don't want to, you know, put his business out there or say his name to put his business out there, but he been through some shit, bro. And he knows who he is, man. He been through some shit. When people came to me and told me about what he was going through, going to prison, and he didn't belong there, bro. Real shit. He was a fly young dude, bro. Little dude too. He was short. I'm saying he wasn't built for prison. He wasn't the toughest nigga in the world. He was just a cool, fly nigga, cool nigga. I'm saying part of the same organization I was fucking with when I was younger. And people couldn't fall back soon enough. I only fuck with the inner circle of people that really cared about him. You know what I'm saying? And he fell victim. Dude went to prison, came out fucked up. And the people that cared about him tried to get across to him. I didn't know until later on. And but he's my homeboy. Every time you know, somebody runs into him that knows me, they bring me up. He's like, yo, that's my nigga. We put work together. We did it. And that's my man. And I love him. You know what I'm saying? Like a brother. I love that nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, and I'm not ashamed to say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that dude had my back in some situations that, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't, in these situations, we didn't even know each other that long. We got acquainted, because he liked my style, and how I was moving, and we got cool, and then we was just riding out from then. And this dude, you know what I'm saying, I wish him nothing but the best, bro. I love that dude, you know, I just want to say that. I'm praying for you, bro. I hope you get better. I hope you see this, and you know who you are. I hope you get better. You know what I'm saying? Real rap. I hope you get better. I hope you get your shit together. And that's harsh how I said that, but get your shit together, bro. Because I love you, bro, and I want you to do better. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of potential. You know what I'm saying? Playing ball. When they was doing the getting light, when the niggas was getting light in New York, like, you got potential, bro. And you know, he was a fly dude. And then one of our other homeboys at the time was doing music. And, you know, I think he was around for that. He could have got into, you know, something along those lines. You know? I'm proud of one of my other homeboys, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of this dude. I'm seeing him doing his news thing on Instagram, Facebook and shit. Got his own clothing line coming out. He was doing the rap shit for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, every time I speak to him and run into him, there's always some positive shit coming out of his mouth. All the hood shit don't come out of his mouth. He don't talk to me about that type of shit. I fuck with him. One of my other bands in that same select group, he went out to Dubai, went all these other places and shit. You know what I'm saying? My other man's is a father, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. My other man left the state doing him. Like, it's just like, I'm proud of everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of everybody, bro. Real rap. I'm proud of all y'all, so I love all y'all. Everybody, bro. Even people I've had beef with in the past. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just keep it going, bro. Real talk. We just gotta do better as a culture. We do. We gotta do better as a culture because we fucking up. We fucking up. You know what I'm saying? They could shut the lights off on all this shit that we doing that we could make money on that helps us get wealthy and power. And we don't use that power in the right way. Like, niggas is shitting on Kanye because he's using satire to shed light on the fact that a certain group of people is profiting off our pain. And niggas was calling him a psychopath and racist and shit. And that's not cool. because he's trying to fight for us in his own way. He's trying to fight for us in our own way. Hold on. Like, you know, you know, we could lose all this shit. Niggas doing this drill rap shit, and that's cool. It sounds good sometimes. Like, I like to hear that shit sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna judge. But they might cancel rap altogether because of that, bro. Because of the amount of violence that's coming out of that shit. Because these kids want to tell on themselves on every record. Commit crimes because it's the only way they're gonna get signed, because they gotta validate their gangsterism. Like, that shit is disgusting, bro. I'm sorry. But day, you know what I'm saying? They could just shut the lights down. You got basketball players throwing up gang signs. You got niggas extorting other games. You know, look at the Big U situation. You know what I'm saying? Checking in and shit. Like, look what happened to Pop Smoke, bro. Look where he came from. You know, getting publicly embarrassed on video to being one of the biggest New York artists for a long time. You know, and lost a life because of. That's a culture. We're not united. We just hate to see somebody else up. Look at Nipsey Hussle. Dude gave back to the community, built up stores, businesses, gave people jobs, and fed people and their families. And they took them out because people just have too much hate in their heart. We see people that look like us like the enemy, and we're not the enemy. We not. You know what I'm saying? We go through the same shit. We come up in the same sandboxes, different location, and niggas just, that's fucked up. We gotta do better. Is this what Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, all the, you know, Nat Turners, Harriet Tubmans, and all these people that, you know, is this what these people fought for? Is this what these people went through their shit for and lost their lives for? These people went, you know what I'm saying, sacrificed themselves for, was martyrs for us to be acting like fucking clowns in a circus? For us to be killing each other over dumb shit, over some fucking, like, come on, like Rock got killed like behind that, like, come on, man, is this what they fought for? Is this what, for us to be going in there like, you snitch, you right, like, who gives a fuck? So what, he told, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is mad at 6ix9ine because he told, like, nigga, he wasn't supposed to be around y'all in the first place. Now, like, I almost got soaked up in that drama too. I ain't gonna lie. I was on that type of shit. I thought about it. I was like, it's my son, y'all. This is Messiah. He made his videos. Say hi, wave your hand. Say hi to viewers. He's tired right now. You know what I'm saying? He's very attached to me, as y'all can see. Like I almost got caught up in that whole snitch shit too myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I thought about it, I was like, he was just a young kid from Brooklyn, trying to figure it out, how to get the fuck out of his circumstances. And he saw the streets, was being promoted, paid for. They were, you know, niggas was selling the streets, and he was able to get a pack and sell it to the industry and get on and make a couple of M's, even though he fucked it up. I can't really hate dude for telling me, because none of you can. Because you know why? Y'all involved this kid, wasn't built for that shit. Should have never been around what y'all was doing. Y'all invited him to join in the activities, and what did you expect? What did you expect? Can y'all be mad at Vlad if people get indicted off of his content? No. Y'all niggas volunteer that information. And be mad at Adam 22 for that? No. Y'all niggas volunteer that information. And any of these platforms, look at Yella Beezy. And really, you don't even gotta say nothing, because he didn't say nothing, but he gave body language to hint at the shit, but he ain't have to say a damn thing. He got caught up and he's facing the death of Mode 3. We beefing with each other. And instead of saying, congratulations, my nigga, you came from a struggle, like I came from a struggle, we made it, here we are, together. Let's run this bag up. Let's help each other grow. Look at Biggie and Tupac. The entertainment industry promoted beef to the point where these two young dudes lost their lives. And it just keeps repeating. this cycle of death and pain and suffering keeps repeating, and it's fucking disgusting. I promise you. I'm not beefing with nobody. I'm not beefing with nobody. I probably won't even respond to niggas, you know, making songs about me. I might musically, and I'm gonna make it very clear. I'm just gonna respond artistically to y'all. I'm not gonna get angry and just go crazy because it's not worth it. It really ain't me doing something you do something to me. I end up in prison, or you end up in prison, and one of us end up dead. It's not worth it. I don't give a damn. It ain't that serious to me. Let's be real, because when you get locked up for the death of somebody else, you're dead too. Your family lost a child too. If Yella Beezy get convicted, he's dead. He's dead. He's in prison. You're dead to the outside world. Your family lost you. You're lost in the system. It's the same as being dead. Lil Durk, all these dudes, like, it's the same as being dead. Why do we gotta keep pushing, promoting gangsterism? It don't lead us nowhere. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. Sometimes I want to hear ratchet shit too. But when it gets to the point where people losing their lives, that's where it's a problem. That's where it becomes a drug that we need to stop using. We gotta change that shit. Whatever happened to the music where, you know, babies are being made to them songs? Who the fuck wanna listen to I'm sliding on my op, I'm shooting up my op, I'm smoking on that pack while you making love to your woman and producing a life? You don't even realize that we're electrical beings. That type of energy is being absorbed into you, and you're putting that energy into your woman, and it's gonna be planted in your child. Your child will come out a rotten, dirty, scoundrel bastard when that child come out. Unless you, at some point, grow the fuck up when that child is being cultivated and growing and raised up, and teach them something different. And that's gonna be it's gonna be a struggle. Whatever happened to creating a child to a song, and whatever happened to, fuck all that, whatever happened to you hear, you smell, you wake up in the morning, you sleep, you knocked out, sleep, dreaming, you smell something good while you sleep, you hear them songs, love making, baby music, making music songs, some slow songs, slow jams, classic records, you sleep. You start dreaming of the food that's cooked. You can smell it. You wake up. You hear your parents playing them good old, you know, timeless records. Whatever happened to that? It's gone. Now all you're gonna hear is my pussy hole pink and my booty hole brown. Whatever other shit they got going on right now. And I know I sound like the old head. I'm not even that old. That's the crazy part. But it's just like, it was just a point in my life, waking up and hearing my mom playing certain songs, the Brian McKnights, the Marvin Gaye's, the Next, the Tank, Aaliyah's, even some of the Big Pun songs, Biggie Small, some of Biggie Small's records, some of the Tupac records. But listening to Boys to Men and all them records, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to listen, Let's Get Married? Whatever happened to those type of records? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or Too Close, you're making it hard for me. Like, whatever happened to them records, yo? You know what I'm saying? Like, we still get that with like Tory Lanez and shit like that, but it's like, it's very, you know, whatever happens to the classic records that you can play at a barbecue, and everybody, the old to the young, start dancing. Oh, we got the electric slide and the Cupid shuffle and shit. Like, come on, bro. Whatever happened to them records? That's what I want to come back. Timeless records you can never forget about. Whatever happened to them old Ja Rule records? I know what happened to them. 50 Cent happened to them. I don't want to push that beef, but 50 Cent happened to that. The whole G Unit shit happened to that. Whatever happened to them records that was just classic. Shit, whatever happened to, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to wake up hearing Michael Jackson crib. I used to wake up to hearing that shit. I used to wake up to hearing all them good old records, the Ushers, you know what I'm saying, and R. Kelly's even though I hate that motherfucker's actions, you know what I'm saying, what he did was just crazy. But whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to a record player just looking in your eyes like, you a beautiful woman. Like you something special. Something about you. You know? Whatever happened to that? And now every record you listen to is about looking at her. All she can do is give you the and get the fuck out the door. Like, yo, that shit is wow. Like the energy that comes from that, and that the fact that that's all my kids haven't listened to, unless they listen to fucking Baby Shark. Like, you know, like even TV's change. Like, and again, no disrespect to the LGBTQ community and what they got going on. Your life is your life. What you do with it is what you do with it. You so choose to live like that, that's on you. I just don't want to be promoted to my kids. I don't want them being forced into thinking that that's how they should live because they're like sponges. They absorb all that shit. So I don't want them to think that that's how they're supposed to live. I want them to understand acceptance. If someone else lives like that, then that's okay, cool. But that's on you. I'm gonna live how nature intended me to live because that's how I'm supposed to. No disrespect to y'all, once again, but whatever happened to Brenda's got a baby and Dear Mamas. But anyway, TV, like back to TV. I went back to music for some. But I hope y'all enjoying this video though. It's been a long time since I did a pre-recorded. I hope y'all digging the whole setup. You know what I'm saying, I ain't really doing nothing. This is how my shit already is right now. I still got some upgrades to do in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Still got shit to buy for the crib. You know what I'm saying? Hook it up. I got paintings to put up and shit. But I didn't get a chance to. I've been just using this time to relax and do my schoolwork, and my schedule's been fucked up. But anyway, whatever happened to like Reading Rainbow, like the Sesame Streets, and all that stuff that we had going on back then, that, you know what I'm saying, shaped and molded our minds when we were young. You know what I'm saying? I seen where the disconnect happened. I seen where the watch out, baby. Sorry, y'all. I have to get into my kids real quick. I'll probably edit that part out. But whatever happened to, you know, I know what happened to all of that, and why so much people from my generation turned out to be fucked up. Because somewhere along the lines, when we were growing up, when we hit a certain age, all that shit disappeared. All that shit disappeared, and we got introduced to gangsterism. You know what I'm saying? Very fast, very quick, and there's always, I noticed something, in every generation, after the late 80s, there's always some form of entertainment that we get introduced to that is self-destructive, and it gets promoted heavily, right? No disrespect to 50 Cent. I think as a businessman, he's somebody that should be looked up to because he's fucking a genius when it comes to business. But for my generation, that's where it started at. We had all this good shit going on, and then 50 Cent dropped, and it was just, everybody wanted to be gangster. Lil Wayne dropped, and this before he started doing blood shit, but Lil Wayne dropped and started being blood, and then that shit got pushed. Jim Jones, and that came, and then it was just like, but 50 Cent had the biggest impact of all of them from my generation. Once he dropped, everybody said, I want to wear a bulletproof vest, a do-rag, and be tough. You get shot 9 times. And all the Sesame Street shit went out the window. All that Sesame Street shit went out the window. I feel like that's where we all started rolling blunts and drinking and wilding out. Every generation has that, because even that's when love and hip hop and the flavor of love and all that shit started coming and getting pushed, all that. reality TV shit that's not really reality. It's just reality for the celebrities and what they seeing and living and enjoying. You know, they go out here and they drink and go to clubs and all that other shit like they have not a care in the world. That's their reality. That's not your reality. When you live like loving hip hop people, you go broke. You don't pay bills. Your lights get cut off. Your water get cut off. Your kids starve. Your kids is hungry. They outside begging people for food. Like, come on, yo. Y'all gotta start wising up. Let's get some real, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I respect when certain people got on Love and Hip Hop, because they tried to keep a little bit of reality to this that reality TV show. They tried to keep it, you know, how they kept it. Like Saigon, when he got on there, he was talking about his real problems, you know, seeing his kid trying to get on in the industry after he messed up and back in the day with the situation he had with Mobb Deep. The currencies, you know what I'm saying? Like, other people, they was just doing, you know what I'm saying, pushing the character so hard with stupid shit. You know what I mean? People don't realize that these people, they got a different kind of bag. For them, they get paid a large sum of money to show the most ignorant side of the culture. Y'all don't get paid for being ignorant. That's the sad part. Y'all just be ignorant for free. Y'all be stupid for free. Like, that's the part that got me all the way disappointed. Because y'all get paid to be stupid for free. I ain't gonna be stupid for free. And honestly, I don't think there's enough money in the world to have me sell my people out. At all. Real talk. With that being said, I gotta go cater to my kids and get some shit done. I just wanted to make this video and just talk my you know what I mean? And I thank y'all for tuning in and running my numbers up. I really truly appreciate that. And y'all, you know, sitting with me this long. I know it was long-winded. I was jumping from subject to subject, but yo, I just had a lot to say. It's been a long time since I did a pre-recorded. And there ain't no script to this shit. This is all from the soul, bro. This is, you know what I mean? You know, raw. And I appreciate all y'all who've been tapping with me and pushing and promoting this platform. Because like I said, I'm trying to leave this behind for my kids, man. I'm trying to build a legacy for them. I'm trying to do something greater and bigger than the everyday shit. You know what I'm saying? That we do. And I really appreciate y'all doing, you know, being here with me and doing this with me. That being said, yo, I wish y'all nothing but love, prosperity, blessings, and health. And be there for your kids, yo. Even though it hurts them now, bless you, baby. Even though it hurts them now, sometimes you gotta tell them the truth. Discipline the kids, get them to understand life is serious. Even though they might hate you now, they might not like what you say. Being grounded and whatever, and not being able to just do whatever the fuck they want to do, they'll love you and thank you for it when they grow up. And that's real. So thank y'all again for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
Grateful for all the things I've seen. Grateful for all the Lord's blessing. Ain't gonna stop, no, ain't no how. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Oh Lord. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. I ain't got no reason to be hateful. Hair and nails paid for. I'm so thankful. Put you through some things I know that was quite painful. Grateful, yeah, I'm grateful, yeah, I'm grateful. Yeah, God gave me everything that I
think you moved on way too quickly. I think you meant way more to me.